According to People magazine, our next guest is America's best-known cowboy poet. Waddie Mitchell is this week's storyteller in residence at the National Storytelling Center in Jonesborough. But this morning, he joins us right here on Daytime Tri-Cities. Waddie, appreciate you being here, buddy.
Well, thank you kindly. I appreciate being here.
Love that hat.
Oh,
really
yeah,
do.
thank you. My son actually built that for me.
Did he build that for you?
He's a professional hat builder.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job.
Well, he does.
And you're looking forward to this week in Jonesborough, aren't you?
I tell you what, this is it's the storytelling capital of the world.
It absolutely is.
People don't understand. What are you talking storytelling? Once upon a time stuff. No, this is stories from around the world showing us how small the human family really is.
Right. And how we all have that common theme that runs through every culture, and we can put it in stories and let everybody know what's going on in our culture.
It's something that you can't get other places.
Right.
Of course, there's other festivals that have spawned off of this all around, but anytime you've got the grandmother of them all, you know, and Jonesborough, where could you find a better town to do something like that in?
When you come to Jonesborough, do you feel like you're at home?
Absolutely not. I'm from Nevada.
So you got the wide open spaces out there.
Yeah, well, I live in
no mountains except for the Sierra Nevada.
Oh no, Nevada is the most mountainous state in the
bigger
world.
mountains than what we have.
Oh, well, I've got right outside my front door. I've got 12,000-foot peaks.
Wow,
so, yeah,
beautiful,
beautiful,
snow covered all year long.
It's just too cold at times. Yeah.
But that growing up there, that is your culture. You bring that to us in East Tennessee and let us know what that's like being in that culture, don't you?
And that's what every other storyteller brings is their culture.
And their background and the history, and you find out everything that's going on in other parts of the world.
And you find out that if they are an African in a little village, they still have problems with a stepmother or a stepfather.
Right.
It's such a small human experience that it just makes you understand that I'm not that unique. There's a lot of this going on.
When folks, you know, I'm sure you get questions after you do your storytelling. What is that one question that folks come up and say, you know, tell me more about your storytelling. Tell me about your background. What's that one question you get a lot? Generally,
does every cowboy make everything rhyme? The answer is no, because you spend an awful lot of time in bunkhouses, an awful lot of times around campfires.
Right.
Hollywood made it out that every cowboy could play a guitar and sing pretty. In 26 years professionally out there doing that, there was two guys that I knew owned a guitar. One, I never heard him play because I think they threatened his life if he ever pulled it out again. And the other guy, all he could sing is ba 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 ran.
And that would get old quick.
And that got old awful quick.
But when you're out there and you're with other cowboys, y'all tell stories. I mean, great stories.
Exactly, and it's not a professional story.
Right.
They're telling
about their lives.
Of their lives, and it becomes to where it's almost expected of you in that lifestyle to do that.
Can you give us a little sample of what you do?
In a western town in the days of old, for the mines closed down for the lack of gold, the folks there seized opportunity and built them a right smart community. They built them a school where the R's was taught, and built them a church on a corner lot, and they painted her white with a steeple high to greet town folks as they was passing by. They had them a sheriff, a judge, and a mayor, but they needed a preacher to make things square, so they sent back east, as was the general rule, and hired one fresh from divinity school. Well, when Sunday come, he was all decked out to preach a sermon, whisper and shout, but when he stepped up to that podium, it was all too obvious that no one come, except one old cowboy in a pew back there in his Sunday shirt and his greased down hair. He sat there quiet and just watched the floor with occasional glance towards the church's door. Time stood still for the longest while till the preacher coughed and faked a smile. I guess we could try it again next week, but emotion drained. He could hardly speak. His demeanor was that of a scolded pup. He turned to leave when old Jake spoke up. Now hold on there, preacher. 'Tain't your fault, and them there doors ain't like no vault, 'cause there ain't no locks for to keep folks out, and if you don't preach now, Satan's won the bout. Now, if I was to haul out a whole load of hay and only one cow showed up, she'd get fed that day. Well, this preaching man for the last few days had found it hard to cope with these Western ways, but he figured how he'd found his call from this profound man with this Western drawl. So he fixed his collar and he stood up straight and he began to expound on the pearly gates, and he amazed himself at his own recall of that book he waved, chapter, verse and all. It was God Almighty's omnipotent power that he lectured on for over an hour. Then the wages of sin, then the hell's brimfire, and he didn't weaken and he didn't tire. He was jumping and screaming and pounding the floor when he noticed old Jake weren't awake anymore. Now this made him mad. He stomped to the pew, he shook Jake's shoulder and he said, I wasn't through. You're the one told me about the cow getting fed. Now here you're acting like you're home in bed. You're right there, preach, about them things I told you, and if I had that load of hay, it'd still be true. That cow would get fed. 'Tis the cowman's code. But I wouldn't feed her the whole darn load.
Waddie Mitchell. Fantastic. Great stuff, folks. You can catch it this week down at the National Storytelling Center. I want a lot of folks to show up down there to hear this man. The International Storytelling Center right there in Jonesborough, storytellingcenter.net for more information.
Let's not forget that the National Storytelling
Festival's coming up very soon.
Next week.
That's right.
Exactly.
All right.